Hello class, we'll be looking at solving inequalities using multiplication and division. Before we start, we need to know this: if you multiply or divide both sides of the inequality by a negative number, you must switch the inequality. So the greater than turns into a less than turns into a greater than, and also if they have the equal sign, those would also remain as they are. Okay, so let's look at an example. So negative 2x is less than or equal to 25. So we need to get rid of this negative 2 in this case. So we have just x. So to do that, we are gonna divide both sides by negative 2. When you divide by negative 2, you are gonna have to also flip this sign here. So you're gonna end up with x on this side. X is gonna be greater than or equal to 25 divided by negative 2. That would give you negative 12.5. Okay. So that is our answer. So let's look at x over 5 is greater than or equal to 2. So in this case here, to get rid of this 5 on the bottom, we need to do something. To get rid of it, so it's divided, or the variable is divided by 5, so we need to multiply both sides by 5. Okay, so so the 5 and the 5 cancel out here, and you end up with x is greater than or equal to. Since in this case here we don't have a negative, so the sign or the inequality would remain the same. So 2 multiplied by 5 is going to be 10 on this side here. So x is greater than or equal to 10. Okay, so let's look at a multi-step equation or inequality. So 2.5y plus 14.5 is greater than negative 7. So the first thing we can do here is to get rid of this 14.5. So it's added. So what we need to do is we need to subtract 14.5 from both sides. So minus 14.5 and minus 14.5. These would cancel out, and on this side we have negative 7 minus 14.5. So this would come then as this: minus 2.5y is greater than negative 21.5. Okay, so now we still have to get rid of this negative 2.5. So to do that, it's multiplied by the y. So what we need to do is we need to divide by negative 2.5, and we do that to both sides. Okay, so now again we're dividing by a negative, so we have to switch the sign. So when we do that, we're going to end up with y on the left, and the greater than would become less than. On the right side, 21.5 divided by 2.5 is 8.6, and minus by minus becomes positive. So that is our answer for this inequality. On the right side, we have variables on both sides, so that's a little bit more complicated. But not impossible to solve. We've done this before with equations, but now with inequalities, this is a little bit different with respect to just the inequality sign. So the first thing we can do is we can add 5 to both sides. So we need to get rid of this minus 5, and we can also, at the same step, we can get rid of that w on the right side. We always get rid of the smaller number, the smaller variable. We have 2 w's and 1 w, so let's get rid of the 1 w by subtracting it. So to subtract, to get rid of this w, we subtract a w. Well, that's not clear. Let's use a different color. So we can subtract the w here, and we can add a 5. We do that, of course, to both sides. So we add a 5, and we subtract the w. These two would cancel out, those two would cancel out. So we're going to end up with 2w minus w, and that will be w on the left side, and that's going to be less than or equal to, on the right side we have 7 plus 5 is 12. It's 1w, so we don't really have to do anything after the step. Okay.